Tuning, refreshing, and recreating the local host cache. Please take a moment to remember to use caution when using Registry Editor for purposes discussed in our tutorials or otherwise. The local host cache is a subset of data store information that exists on each server in a MetaFrame farm, providing each member server with quick access to data store information. The local host cache is an access database, imalhc.mdb, stored by default in the Program Files, Citrix, Independent Management Architecture folder. The local host cache also provides redundancy of the data store information if, for example, a server in the farm loses connectivity to the data store. In such a situation, the server can continue to function because it can access its local host cache for configuration information. When a change is made to the farm's data store, a notification to update the local host cache is sent to all the servers in the farm. However, it is possible that some servers will miss an update because of network problems. Member servers periodically query the data store to determine if changes were made since the server's local host cache was last updated. If changes have been made, the server requests the changed information. You can adjust the interval by which member servers query the farm's data store for missed changes. The default interval is 30 minutes. You can configure the interval by adding the dword value dcn change polling interval as one word to the registry key hkey local machine, software, Citrix, IMA, to each server you want to adjust. The value should be entered in milliseconds, with 30 minutes entered as decimal 1,800,000 milliseconds. You must restart the IMA service for this setting to take effect. It is important not to set the data store query interval higher than necessary. This interval serves as a safeguard against lost updates. Setting the interval higher than necessary can cause delays in updating the local host cache of the farm's member servers. The local host cache can also be refreshed or recreated. You can force a manual refresh of a server's localhost cache by executing dsmaint refresh l8c from a command prompt. This action forces the localhost cache to read all changes immediately from the farm's data store. You can manually recreate the localhost cache from the farm's data store. This may be necessary if the Citrix IMA service fails to start or you have a corrupt localhost cache. To recreate the localhost cache, stop the IMA service and then run the command dsmaint recreate lhc. Running this command performs three actions. It sets the value of the registry key hkey local machine, software, Citrix, IMA, runtime, PS required to 1. It deletes the existing localhost cache, and it creates an empty localhost cache. You must restart the IMA service after running dsmaint recreate lhc. When the IMA service starts, the localhost cache is populated with fresh data from the data store. The data store server must be available for dsmaint recreate lhc to work. If the data store is not available, the Citrix IMA service fails to start. You can find more information on this subject and others at support.citrix.com.